Hello and welcome to the daily financial news. Yes.
Numbers, no.
Numbers with Leon. Yes.
God
Oh,
damn it.
This is a picture from I think it's a Resident Evil 6 Pashislo machine.
it's not called pachinko. Okay.
Close enough.
Yeah, but we're not here to talk about this. So Capcom released a financial report to investors, and this information is just public, so it has a lot of interesting stuff in it. So we're just gonna go through this because there's stuff, and I think there's some big hints as to what they're planning for later this year. So, for instance, blah blah blah, Resident Evil, Umbrella Corps of the Resident Evil series released this year, which marked its 20th anniversary as a warm-up to the full-scale offensive plan for the second half of the year. Full-scale offensive Resident Evil plan for the second half of this year.
They're going to attack us by throwing Resident Evil games at our faces.
Yes.
They'll throw Umbrella Corps at our faces. That's offensive.
Let's just ignore this. I'll just cover it with my sock puppet, and people can just read it like this. I think that's better.
Resident Evil sock puppet.
Hang on.
That would be a much better game.
There.
For PC. Actually, it says
PC of the Resident Evil series.
Yeah, I want a PC of the Resident Evil series, sure.
Okay, so let's just move on. There's a lot of text and numbers here. So
Okay, I'll move.
I can't even remember why I included this picture again.
Because it mentions Dragon's Dogma Online at the bottom.
That's probably it. So yeah, Dragon's Dogma Online is a thing. We should be sad about it because it's not coming out to us in English. Please cry right now.
Wait, it says that's with regard to other games, Dragons, blah blah, and online, blah blah, performed favorably. So, I mean, that could be hopeful, couldn't it? Like, it performed favorably, so maybe we'll bring it elsewhere.
Don't worry, I will crush your dreams a little bit later.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It says there, sales, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, and other major franchises. Healthy, they call Resident Evil and Devil May Cry very healthy. Yes. Another hint.
Good.
And this is where I destroy some of your dreams, because they talk about capitalizing new businesses like esports. That's when I think Capcom, I think esports. Actually, that's not far away from truth, considering Street Fighter 5 is a fairly big thing. But then they also have Umbrella Corps, which they are touting as an esports title, and I think that's absolutely freaking insane.
What if the VR inclusion here is what they're gonna do with Resident Evil 7? Maybe that's the big new thing they're gonna do.
Oh God, I hope not.
It is worth noting that this is a thing, because they haven't announced any VR title yet, and I think it's very possible it is something they will do.
I mean,
hang on.
In an ideal world, they really could do something pretty cool with Resident Evil in VR.
I think I remember hearing somewhere that Capcom has shown off a VR horror demo of something somewhere.
I think its nickname was Kitchen, and I want to say it's even the Resident Evil team which worked on that demo.
Oh.
Okay. I will not be happy if Resident Evil 7 is a VR title, but I also have a hard time seeing that be the case. That would be insane.
Yeah, I mean the install base of VR it's too small right now for them to make a significant profit of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here is where I destroy our dreams for Dragon's Dogma Online, because they say promote Dragon's Dogma Online as our core domestic title. So yeah, there's still no hint that they care about that title for other territories besides Japan.
Wait, so that's like their entire PC thing right now? Bolstered domestic title lineup? Like that's their focus?
Well, the thing is, like, they're just kind of weird, basically. They kind of refer to Dragon's Dogma Online as like a PC other thing, even though it's also for PS3 and PS4. I think that this is just like their online section, basically. They just have weird wording. I don't think this is literally like all PC stuff they're planning. So now it is time for numbers. So I have tried to find numbers from previous years about how much they've sold of various titles and what they were planning to sell, to get a general idea of numbers I'll be showing off later for what they're planning for this year.
This page is going to be sad for some people, considering you can't buy this new anymore.
Yeah, I guess their license ran out, so they just had to take the game completely down.
And Disney didn't want to renew it.
Oh well. So yeah, games.
Hang on.
I mean, it's kind of.
It's the best selling.
It is kind of sad, but the thing is, Operation Raccoon City, it actually sold rather well. It didn't sell that bad.
Yeah.
It sold better than a game like Street Fighter X Tekken, which was pretty hyped.
They only sold one copy. It was terrible.
1,000.
Yeah, 1,000. Well, yeah, I guess you just covered that. So yeah,
well,
there we go.
That's still bad.
Total one. Total one Ryman. Sold to Ryman.
Oh no, how do I get rid of it?
Bad job, Ryman. So here we go. This is what they had planned for Resident Evil 6 and DMC. 4.9 for RE6 and 1.1 for DMC. DMC being the reboot thing. By the way,
so neither of these met the expectations.
You'll see on the next picture. I should mention that all of these numbers are for one fiscal year each. It is not lifetime sales. For instance, just to make us more sad, Operation Raccoon City has sold more than 2 million lifetime. But yeah, this is what they projected, and this is what they sold of those titles. So RE6.
So after the revised forecast, RE6, you're gonna say it.
Yeah, it actually met the target. Then again, they did drastically reduce the price of RE6 shortly after launch. I want to say they reduced it from $60 to $40 very shortly after launch. That would have helped sales.
And DMC also met the forecast exactly, right?
Yeah. And Dragon's Dogma sold 1.3 million. And I don't have a source, but I want to say those numbers were mostly for Japan, which explains why Dragon's Dogma Online is Japan only. And hey, Operation Raccoon City, it sold some more.
No, it didn't really.
Some other titles, like these are more sales targets.
So this number is including every platform?
Well, yeah, they show platforms here, what they're planning, what they're targeting.
It's actually kind of low for Revelations, then, considering it shipped on 4 platforms.
Yeah. I wonder how it sold on 3DS. Was that included in one of these?
Guess not. Probably would have been listed there if it was.
I want to say I've read that it sold a little over 1 million on 3DS, but I'm not sure. I didn't dig up those numbers. And it looks like Revelations basically met its target. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly. And sales plan for just one title. Monster Hunter seems to do generally pretty darn well.
Yeah.
Didn't hit that target, almost hit that target. Revelations 2 didn't sell super much. It sold worse than the 8th release of Revelations 1, which is kind of funky. And Resident Evil HD Remastered, I think they said that they sold way better than they expected.
I wonder what the did it show what their expectations were remastered were before that?
No, I didn't. No, they didn't list that for that year.
Okay.
But they have bragged about Resident Evil HD Remastered selling more than 1 million copies, and they were very happy about that. So definitely must have sold better than expected.
Oh, it also said down here, launch date of Revelations 2 is just distribution of the first episode.
Oh.
So.
Oh yeah, because I guess because Resident Evil 2. I mean, Revelations 2. The way it was released, it would have been released around the time the fiscal year ended. So that would have made this number really awkward, because that is not. It is not accurate, because this is while it was being released.
Yeah.
That is pretty important to mention. More sales plan stuff for Street Fighter 5.
The title related to Monster.
yeah. When they haven't fully announced the game yet, they would do something like this, I think.
I guess that ended up being Monster Hunter Cross.
Yeah, and Street Fighter 5 did not meet its target. And this is more sales for Revelations 2. So I guess if we combine those two numbers from the previous year and this one, this is more accurate to what the series sold. Well, I mean,
there's actually a note about it at the bottom,
which we're kind of covering almost.
Yeah. Include all package and all season pass types for the digital download version.
Okay, so I think the big mystery is up next. This is the plan for this year, for this fiscal year ending March 2017. And they're being super vague here.
Well, this must be Resident Evil or Monster Hunter. Well, no, Monster Hunter's here. Well,
yeah. So they have...
So the popular theory I've heard is that this Monster Hunter game is actually an upcoming spin-off of Monster Hunter called Monster Hunter Stories and not like a core title.
Oh, I was going to say that because I noticed that the title mentioned in one of the in like the report for this year. But yeah, this.
So what? So what previous titles have had 4 million unit plans?
We can just quickly go through this. So Monster Hunter in general has had really high plans. There's very little which gets that high. Yeah, I think
6 was the major title. Yeah,
I think only Monster Hunter and RE6 has been getting that high of a projection. So like, it has to be Resident Evil 7. It can't be anything else. So that means that Resident Evil 7 will be released sometime between tomorrow and March 2017.
So I have seen some people probably incorrectly think that this might be remake 2, but there's no way that's far enough in development for that to be remake 2. Even though it hasn't been announced, Resident Evil 7 is probably in development since like 2013, 2014, around that time.
2012. They've always had an RE title, like a mainline RE title in development forever. Like, this is just how they make RE games. So they've been making it for a very long time.
And considering remaster, like they were happy with like bragging about 1 million sales. I can't imagine them planning for RE2 to get 4 million.
Yeah, and also like Revelations, it didn't get close to 4 million. Like, there's been no RE spin-off which has been getting this good sales.
I don't know. I like a remake of one of the most popular entries in the series, maybe, but it won't be that. It won't be that.
No,
I think my prediction is major title 1 is Resident Evil 7, and they will have a VR focus, but it will be for like DLC content or a side story kind of thing, but it won't be the main campaign of the game.
I don't. How? What? No. How?
There's a lot of games that are doing that with VR, like not making it the main focus, but like Until Dawn is doing that.
It isn't.
No, that's a completely different spin-off.
Yeah. I was going to say, and also it just seems so not viable because VR is so demanding. So they can't have the same graphics in like VR mode and non-VR mode. It just seems like it would be such a huge problem. I also just at a personal level, I don't think I want that. I want an RE game. I play with the controller. I don't want this weird VR thing. Like for a spin-off, sure, there they can experiment like crazy. But for RE7, I would want that to be non-VR personally.
That's not what I want, by the way. That's just what I predict they'll do.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
In summary, we think this is RE7.
It has to be RE7. It can't be anything else. It is RE7.
Unless they just randomly announce DMC5. Sorry, what, Ryan?
But then that brings us to the big question mark, which is the one at the bottom.
Yeah, this is a big question mark. And
I've seen a lot of people that want it to be DMC5 or Dragon's Dogma 2, but we really don't know what this is.
Yeah. There has been a rumor that DMC5 has been in development, and also I think the fact that they released Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition is a big hint that they do care about the main DMC franchise, like the main series, and not the spin-off things. So I think it's very possible to have DMC5 in development.
There was that note earlier that Devil May Cry was a series with healthy sales.
Yeah. They did mention that. I mean, it could be a thing we just don't know of, like a completely new IP they haven't talked about at all, which they're gonna reveal. Like maybe this is the crazy VR experiment game they're gonna release.
Wait, neither of these include Umbrella Core.
No, they have not listed any sales target for Umbrella Core. Maybe that's a hint that maybe they don't have a high target for that. I think in general they have only been like listing games which they think will tell a lot in these projections.
Well, they listed Operation Raccoon City in those projections, and I think Umbrella Core, isn't that kind of a similar branch off of Resident Evil?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And they mentioned esports being something important in the notes. And that's the title that they're campaigning with, esports.
Are you saying this could be Umbrella Core?
I'm just curious, like, when is Umbrella Core within this time period?
Yes, since it was delayed, it would be.
What
the thing
were
is,
their
though,
projections for Operation Raccoon City? What were their projections for Operation Raccoon City?
I wasn't able to find that if they ever did post that. But I think another thing though is that I think if it was a fully announced title, it would be listed here with name, and Umbrella Core has been fully announced and everything and marketed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
So I don't think they would try to hide it like this.
That's another thing though. Could you track down like this exact type of info before? Like what do they consider major title? Do they have different headers that they use for like?
Well, the weird thing is, I think this is the first year they've done it like this. For if you go to other years, it is like this. Like I guess this is kind of similar. This is slightly vague, but not nearly as vague as this. Oh, whoops! This is Leon, by the way.
Oh.
I just added this picture for the heck of it. This is for the upcoming Resident Evil CG movie, which will be released next year. It'll feature Leon and a motorcycle, and that's basically all that is known. I can't find the source, but it was mentioned somewhere that it might also feature Rebecca and Chris. I don't know if that's true or not, but that is kind of interesting. You can come back now, Chris. We don't look at Leon anymore. It's safe. You can come up. So other titles this could be is Deep Down. Is that possible?
Deep Down is supposed to be free to play though.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Dragon's Dogma 2? There's no chance. I want it to be true, but there's no chance.
And didn't they just recently release Street Fighter
5?
5, yeah.
Yeah, that was a couple of months ago. They have sales info for it here.
So it won't be a Street Fighter title.
Yeah. There's no way.
No chance.
Dead Rising 3.
Dead Rising, yeah. That was 2 years ago now, or 3.
And it sold 1.2 million. Would they think a sequel would sell that much more?
I don't think so. Especially because Dead Rising 3 was with a new console. Like that was pretty close to launch of the console, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
I guess it might do better if it wasn't exclusive to one platform. Maybe.
I don't
know.
I'm gonna look back and see what other games have had like a target of 2 million.
Oh wait, there was sales data for Dead Rising 2 back. How well did it do again? That was released on multiple platforms.
That one was I think that was probably the most successful out of them, wasn't it? At least that's the impression I always got.
Sounds right.
2.2.
Okay. So this is what it sold and not the target, but yeah, that's a pretty high number.
I'll be disappointed if it's Dead Rising 4, though. I don't really care about that series anymore.
Yeah, I've also lost interest in Dead Rising. But yeah, I think Dead Rising is a big possibility. Like Dead Rising 3 is several years old.
Not several years, right? Just 2.
Wouldn't it be? I guess it's 2.5, right? Like it would have been late 2013, right?
There was a launch title for the Xbox One that came out at the end of 2013. So
yeah.
About 3 years then, yeah.
I don't know how long they would usually take on making a Dead Rising title. Dead Rising 2, that was 2010, and they made 2 or 3 spin-off titles in the meantime.
That's true.
So I would kind of say that it's possible they would make Dead Rising 4 already.
So RE7, Dead Rising 4. RE7 DMC 4.5.
It is interesting that like 2 million is not a low target, so this has to be a fairly major title. I mean, it
Hence
says
the
a
name,
major title.
major title.
So yeah, I am super hoping this is DMC5, but it could be one of several things, and I think Dead Rising 4 is definitely a big possibility.
Now, there was another rumor a while back about Deep Down, actually. Not sure if either of you guys heard this. It's very sketchy, though, and I'm not sure what the source was, but the rumor was that Deep Down would be one of the games that would showcase the power of that upgraded PS4 that everyone's been talking about. Yeah, that one.
Ducati.
Also, yes, a Ducati motorcycle. I'm gonna ride.
I'm gonna sue them. I'm gonna sue you, Leon, for illegally using a Ducati without my permission.
Don't worry, I'll steal it.
Room.
I'm trying to think if there's any obvious titles we would have missed about this.
Nothing comes to mind.
Another Onimusha?
I'm sorry, Sectus. I don't think I see.
Dino Crisis?
Please,
Mega Man?
NeoGaf has gone crazy enough about wanting another Dino Crisis game. I'm sick to hearing of it.
Shadow of Rome?
Man, you're really throwing it out there. At one point I wanted to play that game, but I never really ever bought it or got around to it.
Shadow of Rome isn't that bad. I enjoyed it back in the day. It's a weird title though. It's so weird. It's not what you would expect Capcom makes. Like half the game is a stealth game, not too far away from something like Hitman. It was weird.
Maybe they'll do another Okami game.
I don't think so. I mean, I liked Okami, but I don't see it happening.
Do we know what? Oh yeah, we do know what that guy, that Platinum Games guy, the Bayonetta guy. I forget his name.
Hideki Kamiya.
He's been making his own title. I was going to speculate like maybe they got him in to work on DMC crossover with Bayonetta. That'd be kind of funky.
Platinum's got a lot on their plate right now.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm out of speculation. I think it's pretty certain, though, this has to be RE7, and it's very exciting to know that it will be released not too far away in the future.
I still think it's going to be released in July of 2017.
Why?
Then they're pretty bad to their investors.
Because they're going to market it as 7/7/2017.
You're
They
fired.
don't need such a bullshit reason.
You're fired, Okamete.
You're fired. You better not talk to me that way.
You better not talk to me.
Oh. I think 2017 is a good time to release RE7. So I'm glad. Like I really can't think of anything else this could be.
Yes,
so,
especially since it's 4 million. That is a high number.
But as for the other one, guys, get theorizing.
God, that was creepy. But to avoid turning this into another RE7 speculation podcast, I hope we start to see like some actual footage or info about RE7 soon. I guess E3 is when they'll do it. Maybe.
I mean, if this is RE7 and if it is coming out by March 2017, they have to show it this year.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely revealed this year, and I think it's super likely it'll be at E3.
Yeah,
I think
makes sense.
Yeah, I think they reveal it at E3. Maybe they won't reveal gameplay right away. Maybe they'll save that for like Gamescom. But yeah, I'll be shocked if they don't reveal RE7 at E3 this year.
I just hope what they reveal does not include Leon Kennedy.
I mean, at the end of the day, Capcom has to announce something, because the only games that I know of that are coming out from Capcom soon are Umbrella Corps in June and Monster Hunter Generations for the 3DS at some point in the summer. That's it. That's all I know.
Yeah, they've been super quiet about what they're planning for this console generation. They've released so little and announced so little. Well, there's Dead Rising 3, Street Fighter 5. Is that it for like two of the next gen titles they have released?
Didn't they try to hype up Deep Down and then it just faded away and
Yeah,
disappeared?
that's just been there's been no news about it in almost 2 years, I want to say, and that's just bizarre.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
But yeah, at one point they would have to re-reveal Deep Down and like show what they've been doing in the meantime. But I guess it can't be one of these since it's a free-to-play title.
Maybe it'll be a big Sony review at this year's E3 again.
Maybe it'll be another game like Street Fighter 5, which is only for PS4 and PC.
Well, it was originally announced as a PS4 exclusive because I think Sony had funded that game Deep Down. So, yeah.
So, Ryman.
Yes.
Ryman.
Mm-hmm.
Ryman.
You're a little close.
RE7.
Yeah.
2016 or 2017? Like late this year or early next year?
Better answer, Ryman.
Come on, Ryman.
Oh my god. Well, I'm not sure. I mean, do you think Capcom would go up against the heavy hitters of the fall in like October, November with Resident Evil 7? Do you think they'd do that? The Capcom up today?
They did with
What are the
RE6.
heavy hitters of the fall, though?
Well, you know, stuff like Battlefield, Call of Duty, whatever big thing Ubisoft will be coming out with.
Does Call of Duty really hold that much weight anymore?
Oh yeah, it's still huge. It like the numbers are going down, but it still sells like crazy.
Maybe
But,
it's just wishful thinking.
I mean, the message I'm trying to get across is that October, November, those are the months when the big game publishers release their biggest titles in time for Christmas.
I think RE is big enough to be able to compete, and I think they can try to find another small window which would work. I think RE6 was released like was basically before all of those heavy hitters. I think it was like start of October, which would have been before Call of Duty and other huge stuff. So they could try to find another window.
Wasn't RE6 kind of just like a random time that didn't fit like with a bunch of other launches?
It was basically very early fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it was September that the original console version.
Yeah, it was. I want to say it was 1st of October or something like that.
Oh man, I forgot Final Fantasy 15 is coming out in September.
Yeah, that's a fairly big title. Yeah,
Finally.
I mean, on the other side, like Capcom has also really liked releasing huge titles very early in the year, like Street Fighter 4, 5, Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 4. Those were all big titles released early in the year, around like between January and March.
So I guess it wouldn't be totally out of the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might try and avoid the Christmas rush, polish it up a bit more, and release it early next year instead.
I just want to see what it is. I'm just so curious. I just want to just give me one single screen. Just give me 5 seconds of gameplay, just so I know what it is. I just want to know what it is.
It has been a long time. Oh, and release it on PC the same day as consoles.
That would be nice. But I think the Capcom of today would actually. I think they're actually smart enough to do that.
Yeah, I mean they've been doing it so far with all the remasters.
Yeah.
And did it with Revelations also? Revelations 2, I mean.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Same thing with Street Fighter 5.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think it's actually been a long time since they've released that game on console and then many months on PC. Well, actually, they did that with Dead Rising 3, but I think that was a weird case because that was the case with many games which was thought to be exclusive to the Xbox One.
And I wonder if that had been released today, would it have been a universal Windows program?
Yeah, I think that's very likely.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that might be it for us speculating.
I don't think there's much more we can add.
DMC5.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy if this was DMC5. I'd be happier if it was Dragon's Dogma 2, but that's very unlikely, sadly.
Ladies main character DMC5.
Reynard is main character in Dragon's Dogma DMC 5 crossover.
Leon is the only character in all of Resident Evil 7. Don't even any enemies. You'll never see Leon. That's all. Okay, fine.
Fuck this podcast.